50, this is Hound Dog 7, over.
The final match of the Pavlova Cup is here. It's almost a little bit bittersweet, but I was just saying before we started recording to my fellow presenters here today and our producer Haxxor, when I did the scheduling, this was the match that I wanted as a bit of a showcase. And when it came up that it was only going to be a 3-week competition, I said this one has to go on last, and I said that to Pharaoh straight away, and he humbly agreed with me. This is the 11th versus the 6th. We don't know what map it's going to be yet. Of all of the matches that I was waiting for, this is the only one where I'm happy to allow and to admit there's going to be some bad blood here. And it's kind of like one of those moments where you've got two big blokes that just have a massive problem with each other, and you need to let them go at it, as bad and archaic and cavemanish as that is. Let them sort it all out in the battlefield and hope to high heavens that there might be a handshake at the end. Who knows if that's going to happen? If you don't know the story, you're going to get the real quick version before I introduce my presenters. The 11th have been in Hell Let Loose, Oceania, nostalgia for years. And about a year ago, halfway through, if I've got my story correct, halfway through the TPL season, a splinter group broke off away from the 11th, and they called themselves the 6th, right in the middle of the season. And I don't know the full details why. I'm not going to try and act like I do, because I don't want to get in trouble off anyone. That's happened to me before already with the 6th. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm just here to tell the story. Ever since that moment when that splinter group broke off, the 6th have grown. They've become TPL Light Champions. The 11th have continued to prosper, and they've regrouped and they fought harder for the rest of that TPL season. They galvanised, if anything, when that happened, and they meet today for the first time in proper competitive Hell Let Loose. There's been some trial matches here and there, but this is the first time that we're seeing the two teams meet. With me for the final match today is our producer Haxxor. We've got Roth's representatives, Rum and Tanknheals, the old boy Heelsy, in here with me looking after me, as well as a new member. We couldn't get Johnny in today. He had some other things going on, so we've brought in MotorDoc from TFMC. Boys, Rum, Heelsy, Docky, Haxxor, are we ready? Heelsy, how is this match going to go? What's your thoughts?
Tremendous effort on the introduction there, Frankie. I am so excited. For a game with so much history between these two clans, I am super excited. I know that 11th just want it so bad. I know that 6 obviously established themselves as the new blood, want it so bad. As a prediction, I'm going to go, because you know what I want, because I'm biased. I'm going to go 11th, 5-0. And that's because that'll then end the Pav Cup with 3 teams sharing the victors and the spoils at the end of the match. What about you, Rum? How do you think it'll go?
I reckon it doesn't get better than this. 11th and 6th. I'm going to go for a 3-2 win to the 11th. What do you reckon about it, MotorDoc?
Docky?
Hey guys, cheers for letting us be on the stream. Also filling in for Johnny. Hopefully I make him proud. Yeah, with the outcome tonight, I'm sort of split. It's a toss-up between what my head and what my heart thinks. In my heart, I want the Hellcats to win. But in my head, the 6th, I've played with a few of games with those guys in pub matches, and they are really calculated. They know what they're doing. So it'll just have to wait and see, and guess.
It's interesting to get Docky's perspective, boys. If I didn't say this before we started recording, he's relatively new to the clan scene. He's only just recently joined TFMC. Some bloke named Frank brought him in under his hairy wing, and he's been having a good time. So it's interesting to hear that split perspective, I guess. Going on there, Haxxor, are you brave enough to call anything? You got any thoughts, mate?
You know I love a bit of an early call. I'm back in the 11th in here. I'm back in Crispy here. Men of the match coming Crispy way.
Whoa, that's a big call.
And here we go, boys.
And we're up.
What a map.
What's the
What a
map? What's the
map.
map?
Saint Marie Église.
At night.
Right.
So I'm just gonna make everyone a bit quiet at the moment. We've got a few streamers, but I want to start off with Flying Pharaoh, and we're just gonna have a listen to how he organises everyone.
Hey mate, bottom swarm mate.
We're tank, we're going middle spawn. Commando squads are going middle spawn.
Fine.
Pretty quiet there. What do you reckon, Frankie?
Yeah, I was just watching and getting a good view of the map there. Believe it or not, my internet's actually working quite well today.
You
knocked my head.
You've passed that on to Crispy.
Be cool boys.
Yeah,
Be calm.
really good map layout there. There's nothing. There's no big back-to-backs there. The two closest to the middle point are in proximity, and then you've got those other ones there at the back end. It's a really good map layout here at Saint Mary Église, the Church of Saint Marie. Holy crap! I can't believe we've got like an OG map, boys. Does that get you excited, Heelsy? How good's this going to be?
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. So much snow. It's just been snowing for the entire Pavlova Cup. And now we finally, after last night with Purple Heart Lane, and now here, as you say, with the church, I'm loving the map layout. It's like a triangle. It's sort of even on both sides in regards to the fact that it's staggered, and it's staggered in a sort of mirrored effect down the middle. Who has the advantage? Rum, put that commander hat on. Who's got the advantage just off the bat?
We'll go.
I think with the roads, you've got to give 11th the advantage coming out of spawn. But being the objectives right in the middle,
Jimmy Wayne.
you can't really call it on
Or is
this
it
one.
Money
It
Man?
could go either way, that middle cap, but I reckon we're in for a long one.
Just looking at the scorecard there, 50 for
Who's commanding?
50 versus 49.
Stop looking at the map.
White bread?
Red.
Nice, big white bread.
That's a big decision, being that he's probably, I'd argue, one of their best tankers.
Yeah,
So for
sacrifices you got to make.
streamers tonight, we've got Supreme Half. We've got Castro. We've got Flying Pharaoh. We've got Nui. So we've got a few streamers. We've got Termy. And we also have George S. Patton, who I think is relatively new to the scene as well, if I might be wrong.
Can you take care of that?
George is an OG.
Ah, there you
He
go.
was
I'm
part
wrong.
of the 11th early days. Left them quite early, and then obviously didn't play comp for a while, and he's come back and now part of the 6th.
Alright, we're going south with the tanks right around the town. We'll set up on my mic move as their attack point.
Good to see all of those move markers going up for both sides there. I'm pretty sure it was both sides that I saw that. The boys are getting their plans laid out. This match is going to be absolutely massive. Docky, what did you think of the layout there, mate, from your slightly newer perspective?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. Looking on that map just then, but seeing how the layout is, that northern half of the map is going to be absolute chaos. And not just the point will be fought over, but also the lands in between.
Done.
Leo had to drop
Yeah,
out.
but-
Someone else needs to.
The blue zone Garys that each clan will set up will be important. I'd hazard a guess though that the southern blue zone Gary out of the 3 that they set up will become the most important one, because that'll be right there in that sort of power grid corner between their respective 2nd and 4th points.
Yeah, and that's something that we've seen the 6 do every week. Their setups have been sort of a bit surprising almost how organised and quick they are to get those Garys up, and watch them tonight too. Just in terms of the flank with this map layout, we'll see how far wide they want to push themselves. It'd be pretty advantageous to push wide when you've got the midpoint up there at the top. So Yeah, I don't know. We all went for the 11th, didn't we, with our predictions? Except for MotorDoc. He gave us a good balanced perspective. Thanks, mate. We'll see how they go. The 6, like I was saying, I don't know if I said this already, I think they came into the competition with a little bit of a chip in their shoulders, and I say that respectfully. They came in with something to prove. They were copping a little bit of stick. I spent a lot of time on Facebook deleting comments from people that were trying to agitate them a little bit. It didn't quite creep into the Discord, thank God. And if you are watching this and you're not a member of the Lads Let Loose Discord, please make sure you get on board. There'll be a link in the description when Crispy posts this up. But definitely they've got something to prove tonight. And the 11th, well, as we've already detailed, they're going to be up for it as well. Pharaoh through the week did say to me too, boys, keep an eye out when we're watching 11th. And thank you to Pharaoh for offering us the perspective from the commander tonight. That he's got a few tricks installed. So Heelsy and Rummy, with your much more astute eyes for the game, keep an eye on what he's up to and see if you can spot anything different that maybe we wouldn't usually see from the 11th.
What we might see tonight is a lot of airheads. The map layout, with obviously being dark, gives people the ability to drop airheads in places they wouldn't usually be able to drop them. So I think we'll see a lot of flanks coming up pretty quick. And just notice that mid cap is currently contested. They're not capping or losing, well they are now, but they weren't.
It's gone backwards and forwards. Like literally
going for a
7 minutes
long
in,
one,
and
yeah.
it was neutral again at 100%.
It's that type of point. You're going to get a fight for it. It looks like 6th have lost ground though on the midpoint, and 11th are pushed in.
The dreaded I'll switch to the streamer and they die.
11th have the better blue zone Garys up, that's for sure.
There's a couple of sneaky ways into the point for the 11th, for the way that they're coming. It's a little bit more exposed. Well, not really for the 6th, but it's a bit more exposed. I think there's some wheat fields and stuff just down from that point on the 6th side of things. So they might be finding it a bit harder to get in there, but it's still bloody impressive that the midpoint hasn't been capped yet and we're this far in.
Absolutely.
I'm
I think
gonna
the
shout
biggest note here is you can see a lot of stack from 11th on the next point cap straight away. It's a risky move because obviously you want to prioritize that mid cap a lot more. Being if you don't get the mid cap, that becomes a wasted move. They might get it here. Any thoughts, MotorDoc?
Yeah, I'm not too sure how it's going to go here. I think they might get it, but I think they might get a counter attack happen relatively quickly, so they need to prepare for that.
So we've got Termy coming in on the tank, but Tharo is spotting him very carefully.
Heading the wheat field on my RD ping, please. King ping.
We're 10 minutes into this and we still haven't seen a mid cap, but 11th looked like they're getting it done. But we did have the 6th almost the same amount pushed before they pulled it all the way back. So we've still got another 3 minutes if it goes back the other way in this cap.
11th have lost 2 of their blue zone Garys though.
Don't spawn on the northern garrison. Don't spawn on the north.
That was good recon work there from Pharaoh, just creeping around there in the cover of night, doing God's work for the boys.
Yeah,
especially wheeling that
around
too.
Sorry, Motor. You go, man.
No, you're right. I'm just saying that M1 Garand, that memorable ping that we're all used to. We actually had John C. Garand to thank for that one. He started development gun in the 1920s with the idea of replacing all the bolt-action rifles in the US arsenal. But that didn't happen until 1945. The rifle was favoured amongst troops for its reliability and rate of fire. The ping amongst that we all are familiar with was actually the weapon's Achilles' heel, as it knew when the troop was out of ammo and the enemy could attack him and charge him. But you could also use it and recreate the noise to fool the enemy into thinking that you're reloading.
Absolute full of information over there. He definitely wasn't reading that off a piece of paper either, boys. No, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Interesting to know that the obviously the Garand, I find a lot of people would favour it. Would you think you'd be favouring it on this map with the Knight variant, or do you think you'd be moving towards an SMG, being that it's more close quarter CQB type stuff?
Yeah, good question. Docky, what would you be using? Would you be using the bolt action, or would you be getting out the SMG?
Oh, SMG for sure, man. Like, get me in close quarters combat with a rapid fire weapon. There's going to be a lot of dead enemies around.
We haven't
Getting
heard
up
from...
to airhead time. Do you drop an airhead this early on?
I think you do. I think with the cap not going your way, or you're trying to... It looks like 11th have lost their sector control behind the line.
They have.
That G column. And obviously 6th have kind of overwhelmed them with that wrapping effect they use quite well to encircle the point, which it looks like they're quite well in that point.
They have re-established a couple of blue zone Garys because the two that you see up there in the G grid reference, they've had to rebuild those, both of them.
Mm. Quick work getting them back up. You can see Pharaoh's toying around with the idea of that bonding run. I don't know if he ended up doing it. I just cut back out of the stream.
No.
Guys get satchels.
He held off.
He held off. I heard you guys say before they do have a few numbers there. I think they were hoping, or Pharaoh was at least hoping, they were going to get that cap on and get a quick cap on the 4th, but it hasn't quite come to plan. So the boys kind of have to do the old cliched reset here and rethink the strategy.
Well, you can see Wilco moving straight to the next point for the assault onto cemetery for an instant thing. Both trying to carbon copy each other, really.
And I think 6th in regards to where both teams were, respectively, I think 6th are in the more powerful position right now because they're closer to the cap. They've got more people on the eastern side of the hatch circle of the neutral territory. It looks as though if he gets a Gary up here really quickly as well, that could be immediate pressure on that 4th point.
There's that garrison on my outpost.
Going back again. It's going back again.
Amazing.
This is unreal.
That midpoint doesn't want to go either way. We've got a fight here, boys.
Tharo just used a bombing run, and it did just take out one of their garrisons.
And 11th move in. Thoughts, Hax?
This is great end to the Pav Cup. What a game we have on our hands here.
Can we get some plays over on the point as well?
We are 15 minutes in, and the midpoint has not been capped.
Oh, we got a Sadie bagger here.
Hey!
We got a Frankie special.
He's dead.
Oh, and Patton jumps out for the quick kill.
Got the Sadie on.
Oh.
He should get that. Oh!
Oh, he gets shot. That tank's going down.
No.
Oh.
Wowee!
That is just symbolic of the last 15 minutes.
That is crucial here. That heavy tank going down might actually give... Yep, it's gone. That gives 11th an upper hand here.
Massive play. Good work, Hax, getting that, mate. There is nothing more terrible.
And he was so close to with that MP40. Just a couple more seconds would have had it, I reckon.
There's nothing more terrifying than trying to take a Sadie down when you don't know how long's left. I don't know if there's anything more scarier in the game. You're literally looking at death.
Looking at death and going, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me. I think
that was
Patton's
gold.
just gone,
Pharaoh,
no.
do you want a garrison on point, or do you want a garrison all the way up in the north?
They're right near that Gary boys.
6th are well pushed off that point, with 11th well in control of the circle now.
Just got fucking...
I don't know
And
who
Castro's onto it. He's heading back to defend that Gary. It's pinged up. Love that.
I don't know who to watch at the moment because this is just unreal. Everyone's streams are going nuts.
Supreme's on center point at the moment, isn't he?
I'm gonna set around those supplies.
Might be worth seeing what's going on in the actual circle. 2-2.
Frankie, was Supreme was he the Reverend from a month or two ago? Or have I just called out Frankie and he's gone to the toilet and he hasn't told us, or he's told us and I haven't read the message? Frankie!
He definitely hasn't told us.
Still not capped.
Still not capped. Sorry, he was.
We're gonna get an hour of this.
Do you remember a match we commentated? It was a couple of months ago, and there was someone we dubbed the Reverend.
Yeah, Supreme Half.
It was Supreme. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent, cool. Because he's got another church that he might be able to defend for us this evening.
That was a midpoint game. That was the first ever midpoint.
He's waiting on it.
Utah
On that, Gary.
And they're losing the midpoint again.
Oh, this is
Backwards,
nuts.
forwards.
I'll take this.
But you're noting that they have 3 minutes. Six have to cap that for 3 minutes now because it's pushed halfway back across.
Wow.
Stationary at the moment on western approach.
It just keeps going contested, uncontested.
You can really shows how much this means to both clans.
100%. And a great rally from the Six to come back from losing that tank.
Good, they're trying to snipe that. Where is that?
Castro just a great push there, just absolutely cleared out that playing field. No competition what. I don't even think a bullet went in him, to be honest.
Oh, this is awesome.
Sixth back on the cap.
It's really crucial they get that Gary back up that they've just lost down in G4 because it's really in that power grid corner as well. So if they can control that sector, they can move their troops forward or backwards depending on what the need is. Castro did his darndest.
Shows how much this means.
It really does, doesn't it?
Tank is in strife. One rocket and they're dead.
Yeah, he really needs a repair.
Sixth are still on the cap though.
So
Ram that rogue Panzer rocket comes out of nowhere and hits him.
Ram, I know you've tested this. Say we go for another hour and 12 minutes and no teams caps and it ends with the point being neutral. What happens?
Comes down to resources. Whoever's got more resources, it's manpower, I reckon it is. Whoever's got more manpower wins.
Amazing.
Being obviously the amount of spawns you've got.
The shout out
Sixth
to
well and
the
truly on that.
podcast question there. Nice work, Hilsey. I still want to know what happened if we all just sat, both teams sat for an hour and a half down at home base, didn't do any killing, didn't build any nodes or anything. I reckon the game would just shit itself like crispy dinner.
You couldn't team kill or anything if anybody redeployed.
You'd literally have to be on best behaviour. Yeah.
And the weekly getting smashed right now.
Don't build nodes, don't do any of that stuff. You don't want anything to jeopardise it.
Over there, bro, on my ping. Two of them running.
Medium tank, near the point, there's a satchel coming towards you.
And your blitz just went down over here.
Ooh, that is bright looking at that now.
Oh, it's getting close.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I took him out.
Sixth have a lot of sector control around the point. 11th are pretty scattered around it though, so they could initially get this push straight back off of them. But they are going to lose that cap here.
Yep. Really important.
That's a
now
19-minute cap.
I know. I was just thinking before that easily doubles the amount of time it's taken to cap midpoint in any other of the Pav Cup matches. It's really important here. I think that the 11th do what they were talking about last night. I think it was Oddie that was sort of suggesting that it was wow. You got to keep calm now. Got to keep your heads, and hopefully Red Chat doesn't explode too much from Barrow's perspective, and he can keep the boys under wraps and not start feeling the pressure too much, because like we've been saying, this does mean so much to both teams, and make sure that everything stays organised. And I could just watch this. If this stays just a fight for the mid for the rest of the game, I'll be perfectly happy.
I think The biggest concern you've got here is you can see when Newey brings up his map, they've got control 6th of that church, St. Mary English Church, right in the middle, with 2 garrisons already set up for an offensive. So it is a bit of a concern for 11th.
And so I guess not then. The aim is for 11th is to use one of Malaki's words, because I'm sure he's watching in from the far-flung reaches of China for whatever the hell reason he's over there. Not to get too focused in and not get drawn too much into these micro battles, and make sure that we have a whole match perspective. That's what Pharaoh's got to keep the boys on top of here, and try and keep them in the fight.
Discipline. A lot of discipline required here.
We're going to try help out on Artie for a little bit.
I think the perspective would be, hey, let's just prioritize a defensive for the moment. We only need to take the point once. We don't need to take it 3 times. We only need to take it once.
Nice one, Joe.
Oh, yes, please let that be the case. Please. Keep calm heads, regather. Don't just start throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
The old Frankie special, they just got George just got a saddy bag off him.
Oh, really?
Yep, he got one off just in time.
Georgie boy. Who's friggin' throwing the studies around for the 11th, you reckon?
Coming in on the OP, bro. Try and get to that move marker.
They've got a tank crew at top spawn. There's only a looks there at the moment.
There's a flank coming south in G4, boys.
They've lost their Gary behind point. They need to get that back up as quick as possible.
Indeed. My concern is there are a lack of Garys at the moment on their flanks. They've got ones quite close to the hatch circle, but they need to get some further south, and then you get another one further south, and they need to get control of that power corner as well.
Pharaoh did say last night, Pharaoh said last night, you know, he's always willing to bring everyone back with this much time remaining. Hopefully the boys are listening up. Did notice there when I was just quickly listening to the stream, the red chat for the 11th has got louder than I've heard all game. So hopefully they're getting themselves organised.
I haven't got any Garys around that point then.
See, this just says a lot to the 6th pressure and what we've seen them doing throughout the Pav Cup as well. Like they know how to move fast when they see an advantage.
Look at those Garys.
It's impressive.
He's left. No eyes. Right, sorry.
Yeah, before watching Castro doing some lovely wet work with that Thompson, with a Tommy gun, which is probably known to it. It was actually originally in development during World War I and used as a trench cleaner. The armed forces didn't see the Castro in need of a weapon that was marketed to the public. So, with Al Capone and the Roaring Twenties, the weapon soon started to earn a name for itself. The US Army adopted the model M1928A1, which sought action and had multiple modifications done throughout its service. It was finally replaced by the M3 Grease gun in 1944. But American GIs unfortunately preferred its German counterpart, the MP40, because it was more lightweight.
Good little tank battle there.
Gun 12. AP in the 76 leading.
We have already 8 garrison.
George is a Thompson on your right.
Already 8 garrisons.
Push up, fourth gear,
They're losing hospice here, and there's a satchel player on them again.
Satchel guy's dead. There's a
There is everyone there.
Oh, they're in trouble here.
Ooh, come on.
11th have countered. That's a quick counter.
I think, is it just from that Gary in the north? They've just pushed up on that northern flank? Yeah. They need some more Garys, though.
Yeah, it's down.
Pharaoh sensing it. He's on it.
The Artie's getting close.
Yeah. The supplies are gone instantly.
That's fucked.
Oh,
this is this is tense. That Artie creeping in. Oh, cinematic, Hillsy, cinematic.
It's always been my love for this game, man, is that even in all the chaos of it all, it looks absolutely beautiful. Look at those shadows of those shrubs and then the night sky in the background. Pretty lucky to be able to play this game currently, aren't we?
Good defense by the 11th.
Maybe tomorrow, but I'll just jumped on point.
Good shot there.
Defending.
Well done, 11th. That's a good hold.
Astro just watching Newy's effort last week and said, "Hold my beer, I can live for the 11th." What a run! That was excellent footage.
It's 1-1 on Cemetery. We can defend it, but we just need some more people heading to the point.
This is an unreal run by him.
Yeah, he's just going around handing out justice. My concern is the front door. Like, look, there's no 11th in the front door whatsoever, and they've got 6 have got that Gary set up there right on the west side of their defensive point. It's just going to be unrelenting. They need to get a flank around either from the north where they're kind of set up, or they need to come around the south as well. And that Gary's gone red again.
I think he's saying it. I did say to him, was he going to shoot someone today? Or is he going...
He's done it.
Well done, Ferry. Well done.
Enemy Gary destroyed on hospice.
Gary's overrun, boys. Check that Gary. Check that Gary. Just keep our heads, boys. Keep our heads. It's all good.
Nice and calm there.
Patience. Oh, the AP mine for the clutch.
That actually happened to me after the last game. It was actually same view and everything. It was just so lovely to watch.
I'm dead, bro. They're dead.
Fun to watch. It's never good when it actually happens to you, though. Far out.
Sick of running over.
I'm just going to let you just jump into Patton. Patton's actually jumped out of a tank.
Yeah, really?
Just dropped a guy here.
So he's in Dino's squad now.
Yeah, he's running support.
Spawn up on the Gary.
Looks to me as though they've gone, we need to restabilize our defense before we do any more offensive pressure.
I'm putting in the weight up here.
Right, yep.
I'm putting in the weight over in the corner.
Yeah, 100%. It's not an unknown strategy to redeploy your tankers in times such as that. Clever play by the 6 there. Getting some, extra feet on the ground. A couple more boys that can play support, drop supplies, and then get back into tank later when they're ready to, start that next push.
There you go, he's redeploying.
Back to his tank.
We'll step
there you go.
The old hot swap.
Got flying.
Yeah, George S. Padding running that MP40 and actually running it in the tank. There's actually some historical accuracy to that, believe it or not. We have the German Tank Corps to thank for the MP40. They requested a close quarters combat weapon after learning some hard lessons in the Spanish Civil War. The little bump that's actually underneath the barrel is designed to hook onto firing ports and little parts of the tank to allow for increased accuracy while firing. A lot of design variants with, vary from having a wooden stock to a folding stock, and even an MP41-1 model designed with a 64 round sub magazine.
Yeah, we got cash. Patton's just deployed behind the attacking point now.
Maneuvering those dynamic squads to try and obviously add cap weight, but I think they dropped to a 2-man tank, or have they opted for something else? He almost blitzed. Oh mate, Newy then.
Newy's still running Infi, and you've got Termy still running the tank.
Northern corner,
Yeah, Patton just shot him accidentally, I think. Oh, wow.
There goes Newy again. Oh, mate. Apparently the kid's 15 years old. That's nuts. He shouldn't even be playing the game.
He might have gotten his parents to sign a permission slip.
don't even know if we're legally allowed to put him on. You're lucky his voice isn't there.
Legal age on YouTube is 15, so yeah. Discord's 14, so he's right in there.
Lucky.
Artie, if you're fucked, bro, just leave it and move on. Just come and help us attack. Get a OP behind them for now, and then come back to it. But I do need nodes, boys.
11th do need to stabilise that defence point though. Getting a lot of pressure put on them, just without having a garrison near it.
He wants us off artillery.
Actually, I was about to ask you two boys that. Yeah, happier now with the blue zone Garys, apart from maybe a little bit of a lack of presence there on the actual point. Is he happy with that now?
I want to check the map again. Definitely, it's on the point that's the issue.
Yeah.
And my major concern is the western side of their defensive point, because it's so close to the cap weight. They just seem to be strolling in. I know they've got a couple of squads in F5 by the looks of it, and those guys just need to push down. I know that the need might be to push up and try and put pressure on Hospice, but if they can clear out that western push onto their defensive point, then that'll buy them some time to actually set up their own blue zone garrisons. I'm a defensive first kind of guy. That's where I feel as though is most important, because if you're defensive first, it means that your attacking squads don't need to come back to support your defense. But if you don't have your defense in place, attacking squads are often getting called back to stabilize the area that you're defending.
I think that's why obviously you end up not calling them. Not many teams these days are calling them obviously attack and defense. It's more like a flex role, and then your defense, because it's obviously priority 1 is you do not lose points. Priority 2 is you make ground.
Yep.
Supply truck on jig mark.
Hey boys, who are supposed to build nodes, you need to go down bottom spawn and grab that truck.
So do you think you'd sort of just drop them down a grid square, Heelsy? Is that what you're kind of saying? Those attacking squads, just get them to drop down a grid, help, re-establish, and then they can get back on the push once they're happy?
Just looking at the map, I can see you don't have any control west of your defensive point. So that's where the front door is. That's the meat grinder. I called it pretty early as well around needing that power corner to be controlled, because that's where you have more flexibility then. And because of just how close the hatch circle is to the 6th controlled area, they can just storm you in there pretty quickly. I'm not even sure how many garrisons do the 11th have up at the moment. I think they've got room probably for a couple more. Maybe they're waiting to try and get a flex one up.
I think about 4 at the moment.
4, and then they've got one on the right side there, 5, and a red zone Gary that's real deep. I think if they can get a Gary in front of cemetery that pushes straight into the church in St. Mary and Glees, they really need to clear that church.
That's a good
Clear that
point.
church and then use the power corner itself to push forward. They don't need to push these wide flanks here. They need to control the center, because that actual town of St. Mary and Glees, the whole way there, it's such a key area for them.
Here we go. We got
You
Tammy
can see-
stalking a tank here.
You can see from the 6th view, they haven't actually got that many people in that power grid at the moment. So it could be something that 11th could leverage pretty quickly if they put their step on it and see that it's open. Trying to preempt that light tank.
They are, yeah.
Fence shot.
I wonder if he's turned. I reckon he has.
Yeah. I would be too. I'd be running scared shitless.
They're getting the cap on that 4th point again. You can see it start to teeter.
They are.
Hopefully working him. Keep it at 153, Milky.
Sounds like the shoey's just over the other side of the hedge. It's just stopped and taken cover. Ah, there it goes.
Tank down. 55 minutes still to go. heaps of time. We've seen this happen so many times in Pav Cup. When you're commentating, you can say it. You know, we've got heaps of time left. But then when you're in the thick of the action, you feel like that 55 minutes is going to blow by. But I really hope that if they can settle back down and we can sort of see what happened last night. Maybe even if we have to go through a little bit of a lull just to keep this. I want this to go to the wire. I really selfishly want this to go to the wire. I'm sure the people playing don't, because they're probably sweating their guts out in their armchairs or in their gaming chairs, whatever you want to call them. But fuck me, this is a good match.
Well, some people like to stand as well and just game.
Get out, Frazzy. Frazzy.
I just sit on my couch, get the recliner out, relax back.
I fucking lean forward on the thing. Look like an idiot.
I know what you mean. Those last dying minutes, you need to get the midpoint or something, and you're leaning in on your chair. You got people pushing hard, and you're like, "Come on, boys, we can do this."
Yeah.
So they're getting garrisons up to the north and to the south. They've just lost their southern Gary. So at least now they know, yep, cool, we've got a bit of a push coming from the southern of their defensive point. You can see A squad pushing in from the east there to where it was just lost. So hopefully they can re-establish a garrison down there. So they've got some eyes about what's going on.
Is it a bombing run that Pharaoh's chucking in there?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm a bit behind. Oof. So, Six are controlling... Yeah, I was just going to say, 6 seem to be controlling my front door really well. Pharaoh's turned around and said, we're fucking not, so I'm dropping a bloody bombing run around there.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, there's a bombing run.
Well and truly in that cemetery, 6th. But it's funny that the point only actually covers half the cemetery, so you've got to come through open ground in order to get into the circle itself.
Supplies and ammo dropped on point.
Lost the Gary again.
I think that's been a feature of their play, the 6, isn't it? They sniff out the Garys and then put the squeeze on.
I've just been told by Starbucks.
This is such a great game to finish off the Pav Cup.
It's so good, isn't it? I'm being so selfish. I've got to apologise to the listeners. I have to watch the stream, but I can't talk when I do that because my internet lags a little bit. But I'm watching just way too much. Massive credit to both teams. This is splendid. I'll piggyback off Heelsy though and add to that. That's how Lobby made a name for himself in that first round against us. He was just literally pulling down all of our red and blue zone Garys, and as soon as they went down, we didn't have enough time to get them back up, and that's when 6th exactly did what you said. They pounced, and I think that's what we're seeing here too. So 11th, I bet you I'd give anything right now to hear Crispy's comms. Wouldn't he be fucking sweating and shouting right now?
It'd be unreal.
Yeah, I'm definitely smiling that hard. My cheeks hurt at the moment. This action is just some next level stuff. To witness these two guys duke it out, it's a privilege.
Oh man, so glad you're here.
The hardest thing for me is I'm seeing 2 streams at once, so you guys can only see the main stream, and I'm sitting here watching everyone else's stream, going, "Who do I pick next?" Because it's just insane what I'm watching here.
It's that smorgasbord of fucking absolutely awesome play. And I know it's not taking anything away from the other matches. The Pav Cup's been awesome, but this is great. And yeah, MotorDoc, mate, coming in a bit more fresh to the game. It must be interesting from this perspective, seeing everything that's going on. You know, and you know, this is what Forrest is doing every match, mate. When me and you were just running around like a couple of grunts, it must be enlightening for you.
Yeah, it's just definitely opened my eyes. See what it's really all about. But yeah, when you're that individual guy just following orders, you're just like, oh yeah, I've just got this job, this is what I do. But seeing it from this perspective, everyone's got their individual job that they're doing, and everyone's working together as a team to function as one. That's the main goal here, and it's marvelous to see that they're pulling it off here.
I like how we've got Termy just sitting at the back or the front of the middle point, and every now and then he's just getting the spotter view and he's just looking up for any supply drops, airheads, you name it, he's looking. So they're just holding that defensive posture at the front of the point.
Yeah, the 11th can't get a front door happening at all there in that G grid reference, G3 or G4, because he's just sitting there just smoking them.
Is this the Termy show? Would you say, Hillsy? Is he just The holding that point and stopping him.
He's doing awesome. I'm loving it. But I'm loving Patton. And the reason why I love what Patton's doing is that he has had no downtime. He didn't sit at headquarters waiting for a heavy or the next tank. He ran in, jumped into infantry squads, pushed a point, put pressure on. He's back out. He's now in a heavy tank, moving up to the point. Loving what he's been doing, trying to get those saddies off his tank, the defense that he's been provided to his tank crew. Really impressed, eh?
Well, there we go.
Yeah. But I think he's just been spotted. He's been
Yes.
spotted. Oh!
The curse of the commentator. No, yeah, he's running around like, you know, he's had some Colombian marching powder before the game. I've been very impressed by old Georgie boy.
This is a very, very good move by 6. This tank basically laid their whole push. They might get this point if this tank gets in there.
But Rum, they're not paying attention to what Thero's doing because he's just about to get taken down there at red zone Gary. As he waited for... Oh! There we go, commentator's curse.
Another curse of the commentator.
No!
He put the
Just
mopper
check
on
that
him.
map and he goes, I know where it is.
Oh. That 76 bottom, please.
Is it? In the bush? No?
Bad luck, Pharaoh.
Let's go left stick, 3-1.
Should be there.
I think you can see from the tank perspective they're pretty mindful of a precision strike now. Being that obviously we haven't seen one, it's 48 minutes in, it's way past that 25-minute mark. And any of these tanks could just go pretty quick.
Infantry in here.
But Termy
They're
has
pretty
not moved.
expensive, aren't they, Rum, to use, sorry, excuse my absolute ignorance, but I think maybe some of the other people listening might appreciate it because I'm a dumb cunt when it comes to Commander. They're pretty expensive, aren't they, the precision strikes?
250, they're 50 less than a bombing run, and to be honest, they're not that useful.
No,
It's something you don't,
yeah.
unless you're desperate.
Yeah, nice.
Desperate, or you've got a tank pinned and you know you're guaranteed to get that tank. You just don't want to waste it.
I feel similar way about the strafing run as well. It's it doesn't really work very well.
Good for clearing trenches, but that's about it.
I was going to say, yeah, pretty effective on a Purple Heart Lane style map if you've got the support of
Losing the
a
midpoint.
Lair or spotter plane.
The midpoint's just ticked at the same
I
time.
saw
they
that,
started.
yeah.
I wonder if they're mindful
Where are
of
they
that.
getting in from?
I'm looking, but I've got... Thero's just opened his map. There we go. They're right
They've
in
got
there.
a few in there.
They are right in there.
It's Charlie Squad, isn't it?
Gary's on defense, yeah.
Enemy Gary caping.
Harry working overtime there.
Oh, Crispy's going to be sweating bullets.
Termy's in a bit of trouble here.
We've seen the cap happen and they're moving forward. They've been rocketed though at the same time.
And at the same time, Patton's in a lot of trouble as well.
Beanie, MG suppression out here. You here,
Back off here. I don't think he'll continue to push.
That's for you, being that thing.
Pushing to support you, George.
My boys are trying to receive you, George.
So, not sure if anyone's noticed, but they're already halfway through the cap on the cemetery.
Yeah, I'm really worried for the 11th here. It's their Garys they don't have on defense. They look they're looking to spot a bother.
And this heavy tank is just in prime position to hold that. I guess it's what key territory, all that open ground there.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought there'd be a little bit more of a prolonged battle for the middle point, considering where the first point was and where the other 2 points were. I thought that northern area would just be an absolute meat grinder, but they've managed to blitzkrieg it, as the Germans do, and let's see how they go with it.
11th are working their ass off in defense here to get that point to just stabilize. They need to deal with these tanks though. They've already got Ralph in a officer's position, as you saw then.
Left.
It's just all OPs. There's no Garys there.
But they have got their presence on the back of the circle.
Yep.
Does look like they're starting to, yeah, they're starting to cape it.
Well done, well done.
Garrison on my body.
I'm on 11th.
Someone get a
Oh.
Gary up in the thing.
Poor old six that are listening to this are going to be like, "What the fuck is going on with these commentators?" But I think we're doing it. We just want to see the.
We
back
want
and
it. We
forth.
want a
It's
90-minute
so good.
match. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Exactly
I just
right.
want to make that clear. We are neutral, but we're just fucking loving it. Don't let it end.
It is a good cap by the 6 though. That's a good take of Cemetery.
Yeah, well done, well done.
The start of the cap on final point as well. Instantly started that cap. Looks like they've got a Gary
I just heard
prepped.
a call there from Wilco. Redeploying everyone on attack. So they're going to go for it here. They're going for the jugular.
Go for OP, bro, when you're... Oh.
Squad leaders, if you... I just didn't want to show towards him.
Auto hold. 76 destroyed.
It doesn't matter, just dump it.
Didn't want to show towards him so he knew where we were.
Anyway.
Just before, as we were watching Nui fight off a round with the Panzerschreck. Panzerschreck actually translates to armour fear and was introduced in 1944 as an infantry weapon effective enough to be able to take on tanks. Germany actually stumbled upon some bazookas when they seized the Tanknheals, and they studied it and recognised that it could assist their own forces, increasing the projectile size from 60mm to 88mm, and also a 100mm version was used during the conflict.
Oh man, I'm down. Yeah, they're long
Really?
ways, bro. These two.
I didn't know that. I thought they only really started making it because they found bazookas.
Yep, that's it, 100%.
Yeah.
They didn't make many of the 100mm versions because it was cheaper to produce the Panzer Faust, which actually translates to armoured fist. They could make that into anywhere from a 30mm variant up to a 120mm variant.
I've got an offensive red garrison up.
Anywhere in here?
They've got an ear hit down by A squad's OP. We need to redeploy there and knock
I don't
the
know
fuck
much
out.
German.
Sorry, bro.
I agree with
Do
you.
you know French?
Luckily,
Saint Mary-
Google Translate does the heavy lifting for me.
Know what Saint Mary means?
Yeah, it was locked out, man.
Light tank, you've been satchel, I think.
What does it mean, Frankie?
Thanks for asking. It's the Church of Saint Marie. So when we say the church in Saint Mary Eglise, we're saying the church in Saint Mary's Church. Fun facts of the day with Frank. I'll be here all week, guys. What is fucking going on?
Still plenty of fight left in the 11th. They've got a nice blue zone, Gary, but they haven't got anything in that crucial area between points. They need to really get something there and just grind out the front door.
Agreed. You got big flanking Garys, north and south in the red sector. But yeah, need that little in between the 2 points. They want to control that point.
40 minutes left, isn't there, Hax?
40 minutes, mate, from what I can see.
What a fucking match.
Does it feel as though we cut to Nui and it's just another Friday night and he's just destroying OPs and Garys with this Panzerschreck? Like, my God, absolute animal.
Young fella does well, doesn't he? Minus Labuschagne if hell let loose. That's actually high praise. That's a lot of high praise.
Yeah, his marksmanship tonight has been absolutely astonishing. He previously was pushing up to a barrier and a guy got the jump on him and just quickly got the shot off, just straight up. I was impressed. Hats off to him.
Oh,
Away from him.
He's going on a tear.
He was aware of that spawn. That could still happen.
This is some good footage.
All that
So
flare
good you
going.
don't even want to talk, right? You just want to watch.
I'm being so selfish. You see that flare there though, Heelsy? Are they thinking? I didn't see any red dots out there. Are they thinking of getting the Gary up out there maybe to put some more pressure on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting to see a flare actually, boys, there, which means, I guess the Artie's taken out at this point, really, for 11th, isn't it? No, they could still be using it.
They want to set up a third blue zone. They want to get down in the south there, make sure that they're not going to get hit. Because once they control that point, there's no way for them to be able to get through and get underneath them into cemetery. So, and then the moment cemetery lights up, it's because obviously they've got a Gary in G8 somewhere, unbeknownst to them, maybe through a recon unit or something like that. So, it's definitely an important little bit of area, bit of ground to make sure that they control.
Not sure if you guys heard that, but they've got 3 heavies on the map. 2 are about to attack.
The 6-2?
Yeah.
Reverse a little bit more. He's
Fuck.
somewhere, he's in here. Reverse a little bit more.
Jeez, they're impressive.
Hold. There, on ping. That's his turret, on that ping. Missed, too low. Whoops. Can you see him, Spank?
Oh, here we go. The
Needs
Frankie.
to keep his gun out the whole way though. Needs to keep his gun out the whole way. Don't pull the satchel yet.
He's dead.
I think for 11th, they need to be, the satchel players need to be aware of these tankers are going to jump out every time. So if they just, if they just sit there with the shotty and just wait for the person to jump out, they'll get that satty. They're losing their point though.
He's dead. Righto.
Okay, hold it there.
Stabilised.
I'll put a flare up.
Lost the Gary on point, boys. Enemy garrison on me, top of the border. That was fucking mine.
That's our boys, that's our boys.
Yeah, I've been so engrossed with it that I'm just taking all the information in, and you've been doing a great job there, Hax, switching between the different viewpoints, because every single time you switch, there's another bit of action on the screen and another bit of information for us all to sort of take in and enjoy. It's been an incredible match so far, fellas.
No comms, Gary on me.
Astro pushes them out of sector there. Nice little push of the outpost. Sounds like someone just got a spawn.
Castro, supplies behind you, build me a garrison.
Oh, he narrowly just got out of there, didn't he?
Gary in between HQs is warm.
He went across someone dying and him healing, and it looked just strange.
Death flashed before his eyes.
I think he's aware that if he tries to... Astro's just got it locked out.
Stuck in the fucking fence, boys.
That Gary's about to go. That Gary's about to go. Northeast.
Alright, all
Come on,
squads
Castro.
get back.
Yeah, they're on the point. They're surrounded.
Good job, brother.
I couldn't even get a Gary down.
He got the garrison.
Nice.
Yeah, we just lost that Gary to the northeast.
Tiger tanks down.
They've got to get some control of that objective though. They've lost their control.
Yep.
And that was
And they've lost their
tank.
Garys.
That was Patton's Tiger tank that just got taken out.
Drop a bombing run, bro.
King squad's OP is up.
Oh, we beat ours back up. Ours are back up.
There's some cap weight going on there on the second objective for
You're
11th.
gonna keep the pressure, you gotta just defend.
They're in there. I just hope they can hold out.
Flood King squad. Flood King
No, man,
squad.
they're so... They seem, but this is just from our perspective, they seem so obsessed with getting on the attack. Just wish they'd slow down a bit, but it's so easy to say that now.
We just heard Crispy going fuck, fuck, fuck. They've just taken it.
Space on mine. I know it's
Oh, Crispy.
I think that might be GG for the 11th. They've just lost control here, and 6th have just steamrolled into it.
My supporter's about to drop supplies on those existing supplies for Gary.
That's Termy's tank that's rolling in.
Yeah, I'm falling back to defend.
It's a shame, considering we've had such a belter of a match up until this ending so quickly.
Mate, the opening the opening half hour of that match, I don't know if we've had better.
Straight to circle.
We're about to announce our Pav Cup winners. What do you reckon?
We are indeed.
It's been one hell of a ride, but I agree with you.
What a game.
Well and truly deserved by the 6th.
Oh.
There it is. 6 of the champions of the first ever Pavlova Cup.
First ever Pavlova Cup winners. 6th. Mate, what a game. Oh. Geez, it went fast at the end there, but honestly, I think I could make people pay to watch the first 45 minutes of that, and I reckon they actually would. That was fucking fantastic. I can see Dino's jumped in. We'll wait for a few of the other boys, but yes, absolutely. I'll compose myself. It's hard after you watch such a great match, and we were being very selfish just watching and everything, but I hope all of you that were watching along enjoyed it, and I hope all of you that are watching along have enjoyed all of the matches. Absolute spectacle there today, but I am proud to announce that the 6th, with that 5-0 victory, have taken out the inaugural Pavlova Cup. They've been tremendous in every match that we've watched, and as I said before, I think they had something to prove. We'll ask Dino that when we have a chat. I don't think he'd mind me saying it, and they've definitely done that today and in all of their matches. So yeah, massive congratulations to the 6th, and heartfelt commiserations to the Mighty 11th. I think they put on a bloody awesome display too today. Oh, Dino's left. Yes, he didn't want to talk to us. But boys, look, let's just do general thoughts. We'll start with Haxxor, because, mate, you were doing fantastic work there, production-wise today. Crispy's here now, but we'll still run through, boys. Your overall thoughts of the match. Haxxor, how'd you go?
What a start of that match. That midpoint. Wowee. I was almost thinking that was never going to be taken.
Neither. What about you, Hilsey?
I loved it. I caught myself a couple of times realizing that I was meant to be talking about what was actually happening, because I was so fucking engrossed in it. It was awesome. I loved the to and fro early. As we've stated, that was like the longest opening where the midpoint remained neutral by a long shot, and that just shows just how well both teams were oiled and just throwing themselves against each other. But what we saw was the tremendous defense of 11th, just scrambling at times, trying to just hold on, and it was an incredible effort as always. But ultimately, and it's been a trend throughout the entire Pav Cup, just seeing the professionalism of the 6th and the meticulous nature of being able to set up really, really wide flanking garrisons in their own defensive sectors, and then controlling the power grids to then ultimately move in with some heavy tanks, as we saw at the end there, to get the win. And that was the theme. They've done an incredible job. Every single Oceanic team that they've come up against, they've had their measure, and they definitely deserve the Pav Cup for 2024.
Agreed. You speak really well. Thank you, Hilsey, for saying it much better than any of us could. Docky, that was your first time watching a clan match from this perspective. Just some quick thoughts from you before I throw it over to Rum, and then we'll talk to the boys.
Simply just again. I want to go again. You know, I'm like a little kid at a little carnival ride here. You know, I just want to rewind it and watch it again. But yeah, that was absolutely amazing to see the coordination and just to see the dedication that both teams have put in. It was just amazing to see it all unfold. And again, congratulations to the 6th. Well done. Victory is yours, guys. Savor it, and watch out for next year, I guess.
Oh, that's nice. And thank you to Docky for stepping in on short notice. I only asked you last night, and it was good having you there to do some historical facts, which allowed us to be a bit selfish and watch it. Rummy, your overall thoughts before I throw to the boys?
All I can say is, wow, what a mid-race. Yeah. It could have gone either way, I think, on that mid-race. It really defined how the game would go, though. 11th had control, it had pushed to a third. Then 6th would get it back, push it back to a third. Then you'd get the same over and over, and I could just watch those first 19 minutes over and over again.
Yeah, same. Dino, unmute yourself. You just won the Pav Cup, the inaugural Pav Cup, on behalf of the 6th. What have you got to say for yourself, you absolute fucking specimen?
Nah, first off, what a game, 11th. I knew it was going to be tough. I was up early this morning, fucking stressing about it, you know, boys. You know what it's like. But yeah, that middle point was everything I dreamt of, really. I think I died 20 times on that midpoint, just trying to push the 11th boys back. But yeah, that Pav tastes sweet. Frankie, the Pav tastes really good.
Do you think there was a tipping point in the match where you're a bit worried about your defense more than your offense?
I thought when we lost that midpoint, the guys just didn't read it properly quick enough to get it up, and the 6, they took out our garrisons that we had that were meant to be like kind of defense, offensive carries. They just took them out, and it was just a little too late. Like we just never established those carries up quick enough, and when we did, the 6 were just there. They were just fucking everywhere. It's good game.
Yeah, we saw it. I'm really, really sorry. I missed a lot of what Dino said. My internet's doing a crispy. It's a big win for the 6th, and everything that Pharaoh was just saying there, which I caught the end of, is 100% accurate. They're just always there. They really come out swinging after that first sort of 19, 20 minutes. And took control of the map, as they have done a fair few times. It's good for Dino too to get a win, guys. I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty sure he supports the Parramatta Eels, and they don't win very often. So good on you, Dino.
Thanks, Frankie. Yeah, thanks, boys. This has been an unbelievable competition. It's just so different to what we're used to, you know, being in the TPL and all that stuff. It's just been run so well, and hats off to each clan, TFMC, Rofs, 11th. Fucking, that's been great fun, guys. We need more of it. We just need to make Oceania strong, you know what I mean, and just take it to the rest of the world. But yeah, this has been a fantastic competition, and all the boys have been loving it all the way through. And hats off to Hilsey, Frankie, Crispy, Haxxor, everyone, commentary, Lobster, all you boys. It's been a cracker few weeks here.
Have you you got me boys back now?
Yeah, mate.
We can hear you, mate.
Fuck me. That last bit of me just talking to myself obviously didn't come through.
Nah, bro.
My internet is going out the fucking window after this, I'm telling you. I'll repeat what I said. Dino, congrats, mate. Yeah, well-deserved win. You boys have been absolutely clinical for the whole Pavy. So, yeah, congratulations, mate. Well-deserved.
Thanks, Crispy. Thanks, Pharaoh. Thanks for the game, boys. It's a cracker.
Oh, good.
All right, unmute yourself, boys, very quickly. Let's give them, because we can't do the fucking trophy celebration stuff like you see on telly. Maybe next year and get some visuals going. But unmute yourselves. Let's give them a massive round of applause. And Dino, please extend this to all of the boys because they won't see the video until possibly tomorrow. So massive round of applause. Let's go, boys. Cheers to the 6th. You.
Yeah. Thanks, boys.
Well done.
Well done, 6th.
Thanks, guys.
Take that home to the boys and go celebrate, mate. And let's bring it over.
We'll share
to the
with
11th, Pharaoh. Yeah, please do, mate. No, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm stoked for you, mate. I wouldn't be doing this without your early support back in the days. Back in the days, boys, when I'd put videos up, Dino would be about the only person that'd comment on some of my videos, and he kept me going.
Hey, fuck you.
It's nice to see him. Hey, I'm getting to you.
Pretty sure Pharaoh used to
always have thanks, Dino.
Pharaoh used to have some choice words for TFMC. That TFMC video, didn't you, Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Infamous video.
Like I said, I am getting to that. Thank you, Dino. I was trying to be nice. Congratulations, 6th. Let's throw it over to the 11th. It's a special day for boys, even though they didn't get the win. I know they're going to get around him tonight. And I'm sure they've been getting around him all day. The bloke who helped me organise my first ever recorded clan war. When I made a stupid video about how, who's this? Who's joined?
Commander for White Bread.
Yeah, nice. Oh, fuck. Well, I'll hold up a sec. White Bread, can you hear it? No, he's got a he can't hear thing. Anyway, congratulations, White Bread, you absolute bloody legend, stepping up to command tonight. But I've got to give Pharaoh his flowers now, so you've joined just a little bit too late. Oh, you can talk. White Bread, congratulations, mate.
Cheers, fellas.
Yeah, nice. I'll
Congrats,
come back to
Ivan.
you.
Well done, mate.
But yeah, massive congratulations. We just did a big round of applause for you, man. I'm fucking stoked that the Pav Cups worked this well and very deserving winners. But a long time ago, I made a stupid video called TFMC Sucks. You can't find it because I fucking removed it from my channel. I put it up every now and then to make Pharaoh happy. But from that came a lot of hate from TFMC initially until I actually spoke to them. And another bloke from the 11th who just loved it. He couldn't stop laughing. He talked to me about it all the time. Every time I'd jump into a game, he'd be into my white chat. Hey, Frankie. Asking me little things, and eventually started talking to me about this idea of doing clan wars. And what you've got here today, the end of the Pav Cup, the Six fucking taking out a massive win, all of the great matches we've seen, all of the commentators coming together, Oceania strong, like Dino said before, a lot of that, not all of it, there's plenty of people that deserve their flowers, but we're going to give this man his today. Is Flying Pharaoh. He loves to pay me out, but underneath all of that, he's a very caring and family-oriented and community-focused bloke. It's his last bout today. So Pharaoh, on behalf of all of us, mate, thank you for everything you've done, and I think Crispy will probably have some words for you too, but let's give you the floor. You've chosen to step away for a little while for family reasons. Take the floor, mate. We're going to miss you, but have some words for us. Have a farewell speech.
Can you put up that video? That's the first thing. Can I just have it? Can you just send it to me privately so I can have it forever and just sit there and laugh? And then, when my kids get older, I can send it to them and, say, this is the first video that I ever laughed about. But yeah, boys. Thank you for the Pav Cup. Thank you to all the TFMC and the Six and Ross for all the games we've had. I've been excited for all these games, to be honest. You play the TPL and I don't feel so excited to play them. I just sit there going, yeah, it's just we're going to play on a shit time in a shit server versus clans that fucking start shit. But this was fun. Everyone was so easy, and I know there's, some people, as everyone knows, history between people. But, to the people that have bad history with us, we respect you guys and thank you for the beautiful game. And, I hope that the 11th and all you guys can work together from now on and we get bigger and stronger and win all these competitions and beat those teams that I'm not going to say what they use, but we hope we can beat them.
Yeah, well said, Pharaoh. Just on behalf of all the 11 boys, mate, I just want to say, massive thanks to you. You're an absolute legend of the game. When the clan was on its knees, you were the one that was putting the time and effort, into building it back to what it is today. So yeah, the boys are super appreciative for everything you've done for them. And it's certainly going to be a lot quiet now. The Flying Pharaoh stepping back, that's for sure. But well done, mate. Well deserved. And
you'll still get timed out, bro.
I'm sure I will. But it's been a pleasure, mate.
Thanks.
And we're catching up for a beer in the next 2 weeks, so I'll finally get to put a face to the name. So and see if you're as much of a pest in real life.
I'm worse.
How many years did you put in, mate? You should be entitled to your pension by now, shouldn't you?
Oh, right. I put in, so however old my son is, I've been doing this since my son was born. So my son is almost 3.5. So it's been a long time.
Yeah, I think that qualifies. Yeah.
Yeah. Crispy's paying for it with his internet.
Yeah, it's been a battle today. It's been a real battle. That was the real battle. Was me versus Ping and VoIP and all sorts of shit. So, but no, it was a really good game. That battle over midpoint, it was just such an arm wrestle and tussle over that. We'll hear from Whitebread as well. I think I saw you driving around like a madman in your supply truck at one point. But that really could have gone either way. That tussle over midpoint, and I think had we been fortunate enough to get the cap, it may have been a different game. But credit to you boys for just digging deep and getting the cap and then pushing on to the rest of the points. So I think that was probably one of the longest games I've ever played in competing for the midpoint. So what did you make of that, Whitebread?
Yeah, that midpoint cap was intense. She was a good one.
It was, yeah, wasn't it?
Well, it was bang stuck right in the middle of it, and like I said, I died about 20 times and it was still neutral. I'm like, what's going on? It's going back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, it was cracker game.
New Dawn and myself had a good little micro battle together. I think we ended up getting each other about 4 or 5 times. So we were just constantly running into each other and trying to flank each other. And yeah, it was a good little battle between our squads.
Yeah, shout out to I think it's Tossed Book, is it, from the 11th?
Oh yeah.
Tossed, yeah, me and him. He was absolutely headshotting me everywhere, mate. He's unbelievable. So yeah, give him a big shout out.
Do any of the commentators from tonight have any questions for the lads that played this evening?
I have a question for Ram. Did you see me shoot
no.
that guy? Did you see me shoot that guy?
I heard you say it. I didn't see you shoot him, but I heard you say it.
Yeah, we heard you in comms, bro.
I did it just for you. And I did it on red chat. I was meant to send it to white, but everyone heard it.
I heard it.
Dino Whitebread, you got anything to say to Pharaoh, who is stepping down from commanding of the 11th?
Yeah, all the best, man. You've been a hard opponent over the years, and I've also fought with you as well, so it's been good, man. All the best. Hope to see you around in the game, but don't be afraid to jump in a squad.
Yeah, we should. We should all do it. We should have, work together again.
Hey, we got to organise that 11th versus 6th knife fight in the middle. Quarantine night in town centre.
We'll get Frank and stuff to commentate that one.
Yeah, definitely. And then we'll all turn on Malarkey.
Oh, I'm in for that. We'll just surround him and just start knifing him. Just not let him spawn anywhere.
That's it, boys. But yeah, congrats, mate. And congrats everyone on the efforts, and yeah, all the best, Pharaoh.
Thanks.
I think Frankie's internet's shit the bed, so that's something that Crispy can certainly relate to. So we're going to wrap it up now. This is going to conclude the first ever Pavlova Cup. 6th, congratulations. You are the champions of the Pavlova Cup, and much deserved. After 3 rounds of epic battles, you've taken every single Oceania clan 5-0, and you certainly deserve all the Pavlova that you are going to take home this evening. To commentators tonight, Rum, thank you so much. It's been amazing, man. Do you have any final words you'd like to say?
I think just 6th might want to make sure that the 11th haven't spiked that Pavlova on their way home.
MotorDoc, final words.
That's even worse.
Any final words, MotorDoc?
Just ready for the next one, guys. Like, I am so keen to see the levels of elevation that I've experienced from going through this game, starting out as a noob to becoming a poor amateur, to getting there to starting to work me shit out, and then discovering you guys, and then seeing what I'm keen to see where we can continue to see this through. So bring on the next one, absolutely.
Beautiful. And Haxxor, thank you for producing tonight. Closing statement about the game and the Pav.
What a game to finish it off. I can't wait for Pav Cup 2. Bring it on.
Beautiful, brother. Much agreed. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in. Thank you so much to the people that have joined us this evening to be able to add their final words. Pharaoh, I wish you all the best, my friend. And I'm really, really looking forward to the next installment of the Lads Let Loose podcast, where we're going to be able to unpack the first ever Pavlova Cup and talk about some of the highlights from the last 3 weeks. Thanks for everyone's support. We ain't going to get this done without people that have been prepared to figure out how to do the streaming process and then share those streams online. I know that there's some apprehension sometimes around stream sniping, and that's been all put aside out of the mutual respect that we have for each of our clans. And it's meant that every single person of our 4 clans have been able to enjoy the games from our own teams, our own highlights, but then also looking at the other game that was happening each weekend. I think we're going to grow. Please tune into the next Lads Let Loose podcast, because we'll be able to talk about where the Pavlova Cup is going to go from here in its second iteration. And from the Lads Let Loose crew, I might hand over to Crispy, because it's going to end up on Crispy's YouTube channel. Final words, Crispy. Handing over to you, man.
How good's the fucking Pav, eh? That's, I think it's all been said by you boys, but never in a million years did I imagine it was going to turn out as good as it did. And to see everyone, just fully engage in it and want it to grow and succeed even more. I was a little apprehensive when we first put the idea out there. We did discuss it early on in the Lads Let Loose podcast, Hillsy, if you remember, and I think we all agreed that it would be a fucking logistical nightmare, and in some respects it has been, but it's been so rewarding to do it as well. And I'm really, really happy with how it's turned up. So thanks to everyone that's streamed, thanks to everyone that's commentated, everyone that's produced, everyone that's just got on board with it. It's been absolutely brilliant. And can't wait for the next Pav Cup Season 2. Cheers, boys.